Feels very nice to be back filming today. I don't think I've uploaded for a good 4-5 weeks, maybe longer, I'm not sure. Basically, there was just nothing going on the last month or so. December, January for me personally is always a very boring month in the car scene. My channel last month alone had 13,000 new subscribers. So if you're one of them, welcome to the channel and thanks for subscribing. Today, out on a coffee run with an Audi Quattro in very wintry conditions. Today the coffee run is going back to my home because I recently purchased my dream coffee machine. And for everyone that follows me on Instagram, I've received so many questions about my new coffee machine and my coffee setup. So today we're going to end the video with some nice coffee B-roll from my brand new machine. And what I will do, because I've received so many questions about my coffee setup at home, in the next video I do where I do a coffee run to my own home, I will actually want to go through my whole setup with you and show you how I make coffee at home and what I use and what I've learned from the last couple of years making coffee at home. Let's have a quick look at this Audi RS3 Performance limited to 300, and this is one of them. I picked it up 2 days ago from Audi Germany. They've given it to me for just over a week, so this is going to be my perfect daily driver for the next 10 days. In conditions like this, it really is the perfect car. So a few things come as standard on the RS3 Performance Edition, and that is the ceramic brakes and these wheels. And for me, these are the nicest wheels I think Audi has ever put on a car. So the original Audi RS3 wheels are actually quite nice, but these are just extra nice. And I love that it comes as standard with the ceramic brakes. Not that you really need it on a car this size, but they do work extremely well. Let's go for a drive in a small but quite powerful Audi Quattro. Actually, before we get going, I'm going to show you one thing that quite bugs me. There's one or two small things, and already over the last couple of days it became annoying. So I'm just going to show you quickly. Turn the car off, and now I would get out. That. It is so embarrassing when you park in the car park and it's really loud. I don't know if you can turn off this Audi heartbeat thing each time, but it is quite loud. Actually, I'm going to show you another thing now as well. Same kind of thing. I'm going to plug my phone back in, turn the car off, open the door.
Your mobile phone is still in the vehicle.
It does this every time, and for me, multiple times I leave my phone in the car. I don't always take my phone out if I'm just jumping out, or fuel station, for example. And when you open the door in the fuel station, it does this Audi heartbeat, which is way louder than it probably comes across on camera. At the same time, shouts at you, literally shouts at you, your mobile phone is still in the vehicle. And this, for me personally, really bugs me. And I said it's only been like 2 days now and it's already annoying me quite a lot. So those are two small negatives. I don't know if you can turn it off in any way. I have had no luck with finding that out yet. I don't think you can. So there we go, two small negatives. Right, good conditions for this car. Winter tires on, obviously. Quattro system. Let's stop and start off with the launch control. Let's get straight into it. Off we go. There we go. Speed limit 80, just over 83. No problems there, even in conditions like this, as you saw. So this Performance Edition has a bit more power, now up to 407 horsepower, which is more than enough in a car this size. Newton meters of torque have also been pushed up to 500. The exhaust has been tweaked a bit louder apparently. I think it does sound nice for a stock system. I think it sounds really quite good. Speed limit de-restricted to 300 kilometers an hour. I mean, that really is quite fast enough. As standard on the Performance Edition, you get these really nice bucket seats, ceramic brakes, those really good looking wheels. I was a bit unsure about these bucket seats, if I'm honest. When I first sat in this car, probably around half a year ago, I thought it was a bit tight, and I'm thin, but I felt like when you first sit in, it's actually a bit tight on the thighs. But now I've been driving it for a couple of days. I've already done 1,500 kilometers in this car in the last 2 days. It's actually really comfortable. You settle into the seat really, really nicely. The only downside about these seats are that they're manually adjusted. So to go up and down, it's with a lever here on the side. You know, it's a bit old school, especially for a brand new Audi of this price range. It's got the adaptive chassis as standard and the RS torque splitter, which makes the car more stable but also makes it a bit more fun. Audis are notoriously known for understeering, and this takes that away a bit, putting a bit more of the power to the rear. Sometimes in particular it sounds really, really good when you hit the gear change right on the 5-cylinder. Oh, it sounds fantastic. I'm just always so impressed every time I drive one of these, how much fun you can have in bad conditions. Suddenly, I'm driving like I would do in the summer, because they just tackle it so well. So the price starts at 75,000 euros, and well, they've all been sold out since some time, I think. I say sold out, there is so many for sale online. There's around 15 for sale in Switzerland. I would say quite a large amount of these came to Switzerland, and they're online for around 90,000 Swiss francs. Right, window down, let's do an exhaust test. See what it's about. Obviously not too loud, sounds good, but it's just so fast. It really is such a quick car. Definitely going back up the pass, because as I said, that was quite a lot of fun. Wish I had a handbrake now, an actual handbrake. That would have made turning around a lot easier. I do miss having a proper handbrake. It allows for way more fun. It's nothing like showing off to your mates with a cheeky handbrake turn in the snow. That was the good old time in the 90s that I do miss. Maybe they bring back proper handbrakes eventually one day. So to get the extra power in this car, Audi have turned up the boost on the turbo, and that's what brings it up to 407 horsepower. Yeah, I really, really like this one. It's quite a few for sale online. I would be very tempted. Quite a dream garage. GT3 RS and one of these. Not feeling much understeer actually. It does seem to be doing its job. For those of you that have been subscribed to my channel for a very long time, you will remember when I started out around 7 years ago, I had an Audi A1 Quattro, this limited edition, one of 333, and that understeered like hell. It was terrible, really not fun on the corners. It looked cool, but it really wasn't that fun to drive. This, however, feels very, very different. Yep, they've definitely come a long way since I've had that A1 Quattro. I really would take one of these over an RS6. If you don't need the extra room, it's just a more fun car. And the 5-cylinder, one of the greatest engines in the world. A sound that will never ever get boring as well. And even with the new restrictions and OPF filters, the 5-cylinder still manages to sound good through all of that. And there's not many engines that can do that these days. It's almost too good. Typical Audi, almost too good. It's so efficient, does the job, just gets on with it, no drama. And there's always two sides to that, isn't it? Because actually we like drama in cars. We like cars that are ridiculous and that make you feel a bit out of control sometimes, and you know, sitting on the edge a bit. With this you're not. It's just put your foot down and steer. It just does the job. In the end, you're gonna keep up with pretty much any supercar on a mountain pass with this, let's be honest. Obviously not as much fun as being in a supercar, but just the performance of this is just really outstanding. Time to head back to Zurich now, or back home actually this time. Practice my barista skills at home. Give you a first look at my new coffee setup.